Shrug, I don't know.
Hi, Nick. Hi. Oh my God,
Alright,
finally.
I gotta hang up.
Okay, all this chaos is over.
Okay.
Hey, Nick.
Hello.
He's not gonna answer.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Alright,
BRB.
apologies to everyone who is waiting. We can start soon.
How's it going, gang? I gotta figure out how I can connect with these
I think I can also close
folks
out.
now. Please enable microphone access in your browser settings.
That's cool. Yeah, got it. Okay.
Alright, let me make sure I got this volume set appropriately. Here's his. And there's yours. You are louder than everybody else, so you are getting turned down, my friend.
Me?
No, Alu.
What?
It's like he's screaming at me.
Me? What?
Yeah, you. Nobody else has your name, friend.
I was recording. I told you. I was recording auditions.
Well, I am so proud of you. They sounded lovely.
Thank you. I was happy with them.
Gonna mute that audio for a moment. Find them. Um.
Keep the slideshow itself, because it's going to show the link and stuff otherwise.
Oh right. Can you full screen everything on your?
No, if I'm sharing Twitch's side, it won't let me full screen it no matter what I do.
Oh, okay, it's not.
All right,
Hi,
gang.
Nick.
Well,
It's
what's
trying to
up?
figure out how to make my mic work.
I'm trying to figure out how to get my microphone to work so I can do this Q&A with these kind people. But as I'm looking at this screen, I don't see a way to do so. So maybe I'll share my screen with you guys and see if y'all can't help me here. Microphone access is denied. Please enable microphone access in your browser settings. You like my
The one good one was arguably the most abnormal of them all.
I don't
I
actually.
don't know why I can't just turn on my mic. Use a microphone and then there is no option. Strange.
Oh yeah, actually that's true. Yeah, right.
Where is my stuff at?
For everyone in concern, remember, water break. Those are very healthy.
Who drinks water?
Do
Me, because I can't really drink anything else.
do you drink water?
Okay.
I'd be more
So-
concerned if you didn't. Thank
Honestly, I would too.
Not getting an option to select a mic through the Twitch chat.
I'm not getting an option
so-
to. Oh wait, hang
Is
on.
he- Is he in
Guess
the app or on the web
add to
browser? Because
favorite. Okay, what are you using? What browser are you using? Are you using Chrome?
So
I
what
had-
I might do real quickly
wait.
is if I switch over my Twitch,
Yes.
I can preview.
Okay, hang on. What does it tell you actually? Do you not have the permission to do it?
I don't think so.
Let's see.
I'm looking at. Hang on a minute. That's
I'm
crazy.
gonna switch
Get used to it.
my Twitch over real quickly to see. Oh, it just streams the slides. It doesn't even stream the full Twitch.
okay, yeah, we can
Yeah,
go
I
over
keep
to
telling
his.
you. That's why I'm like. Are you guys able to? Are you guys able to my Twitch? I'm live. I can hear you. Let me see.
You know, we could. I mean,
Like,
if he wants to initiate the stream together, then
Then
we
we
could
can-
probably do it that way.
then we can hear
We
each
could
other.
Definitely. We could just,
Sure, that's worth a try.
Okay, let's do this. One sec.
No, I'm confused. Oh my god.
Sure, that's worth a try.
Okay. Yeah, but we're gonna be able to hear our voice too. It's gonna be delayed. Wait one sec.
we
Nick,
broke everything over here.
Yeah, we're gonna
I know
end
if you're
this
comfortable to do
this
Do
thing
you
and
have
start a new
Discord?
one,
If you want
right?
To send me a friend request instead, we can do that, and I can put your audio in. That's up to you. I have your
I'm
stream
gonna
up.
check Nick's stream to see. If Nick has the stream up, I can check what the issue is with the UI specifically.
From my phone.
Here, yeah, I'll show you what I have.
I'm so confused. Once again, apologies for any scuff. This was unexpected.
I'm sorry, Nick.
All good.
Let's see, let me
All
see.
good. Yeah, so when
wait,
From
unmute
access-
yourself
okay, yes.
to allow your
So,
browser to.
re-
Okay, Nick, you
Uh,
need to
so
allow
Nick,
your browser to use your
reload the
microphone.
page. Reload the page. Because what's
There
gonna
a
happen is it's
refresh
gonna
button?
give you the prompt to have what's it called? Your microphone enabled on the page. Because currently it's just auto denying it for some reason.
I don't know.
Which
So it should ask for
Don't know.
permission to use your
Yeah.
so
microphone.
it should ask for permission
Yeah, it's
Right.
not.
to use your microphone. Try it.
Having a party.
If it doesn't, let me see how you can find that option again. Let me open that up.
Shoot.
Okay, let me see settings.
I
I'm
do
gonna-
not like Windows 11.
Why?
Permissions. It should be under
Something like
permissions
this.
somewhere. Is it under settings?
Microphone on your
Okay.
search
Look up
settings. Microphone on your search settings search bar, and where it says microphone, click on that. And I think okay, default behavior. If you already check don't allow sites to use your microphone, that's the option. Just switch that to site can ask for it. Then select your mic and try to unmute and see if it works. You need to refresh the page for it to apply the changes. And
I literally just had to. I had to go out and come back in because my stuff stopped working when I went to check on Nick's channels on my phone.
I haven't. One sec. Oh, okay. He's refreshing. It should work this time.
I feel bad.
wait.
It worked. Fingers crossed.
Wait.
If it doesn't work, then we should. If it doesn't work, then we should get on something good. Or I can make it.
Wait. Is it still not working? Can you?
Okay,
Uh,
so
Wait, hang on.
specifically what's going to happen is when you check the top left right next
Sorry,
to
Chad, I
the
should have
UI,
waited to go
you are
live.
On the Chrome page, right? There will be
Here.
an icon there.
We'll
that
just
you
go
can
to starting soon.
click
and we'll pretend you can't hear me.
Settings. That is going to be the access permissions and other stuff. So you can specifically go to check your site settings from there to see the permissions that it has. and
Okay,
use
can you
those
say that
permissions
again,
all
please?
around. And you can check that and see if microphone is automatically off.
Or the. This is. Let me think.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me
Okay.
now?
Yes.
We're in there?
And okay.
Yes.
We are
Yes.
in.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
You're a genius.
We are.
Sorry, Nick.
No, my
for this.
fault. I'm tech challenged, all right?
Oh, it's all right, man.
Don't worry, we all are.
I'd like
It's
to
okay.
say it's a privilege to have you here. I should probably introduce myself because I don't think I was scheduled to be here because, of course, we were supposed to have someone else to do the stream, but they weren't affiliate. So I am. Here I am. My name is Thomas. I am with Ash and Alu White with Hoyo's Cafe, and I'm a Hoyo creator myself. It's a pleasure to meet you. I hope you're doing well. And here we are now with the team. I can also see we can combine our chat if you
Yeah,
want.
that sounds great.
Okay, let's do it. Okay. All right, that's done. For those who don't know you, I'm sure everyone knows you, but still, could you introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Nick Olson. I am the English voice of Flins in the game Genshin Impact, and I'm happy to be chatting with all of you guys.
This is I'm going to say this. I think you're the third VA I'm talking with. First was Katrina Sarkinson, Mavuika, Blythe,
cool.
who is the voice of Reware, and I think Ligus and Ashvale now, and you as Flynn and 6-7 guy.
6-7.
Oh my God.
Who's that?
I mean, a huge hi to your chat and to your community, and also to you from Geneva, Switzerland. It's currently midnight, but I'm here.
Oh my
So,
goodness, the
I'm gonna-
dedication.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
I'm going to let Alu White, our friend here, to be asking you the question, also reminding our viewers the rules. So, Alu White, this is your floor now.
Hey now.
Thank you. I also would like to just preface real quickly that Ash can also give their intro because Ash hasn't given their intro and they're the original host, so I'll go after them and then we can start.
Hi, I'm Ash. I am one of the owners of Hoyo Cafe. I've done a whole bunch of these interviews with a bunch of different people. We try to do them as often as we can, and we're super happy to have Nick today.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm so sorry that my scuff is the worst it's ever been, and that I got completely caught up in Brady. My wife went to take a nap, and then I was on dad duty, and I completely dropped the ball. So I'm so sorry for keeping you waiting. And
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
also
kids,
sorry
I
that
get
I
it.
wasn't able to join easily. I'm trying to get this set up on my end so it looks better than just a background, but I'm failing. So we're just gonna
It's all good.
we're just gonna let that be the background and let it ride so I can be fully attentive on you guys. I'm so sorry. Do you mind reintroducing yourselves again?
Sure. I can start. This
that would be
is
great.
Tom Front, and people can call me Tom Front, Thomas. I'm a 25-year-old Hoyo creator. I am most known for posting Spiral Bay showcases, now doing YouTube Shorts, and I haven't uploaded for over a month now.
That's awesome.
am-
What's some of your can we link some of the content you make or videos
Sure.
you like best in the chat? I can have one of my
Yes.
mods pin it.
This is awesome. Thank you so much, Nick. My YouTube channel is youtube.com/Tomfront Genshin, same as my Twitch. I'm gonna. I don't know if it works on your end. There you go. I sent it.
Yeah, perfect.
This is
So yeah,
my
well,
YouTube channel.
thanks, Day.
Thank you so much, Nick. Appreciate it. Usually, people don't do self promotion, but you're allowing it. It's very appreciated. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Least I could do.
Yeah, it's because I used to have a first channel that was unfortunately lost because I got hacked, and this is the second channel, but I was able to get it past the monetization, and here I am now. So I'm a whole creator, and I'm also taking care of the two kids here, Aloe White and Leoras, who are now muted because it's only me and you talking.
Shots fired. You're catching strays.
Yeah, I mean, Aloe White doesn't like 6'7". Neither does Leoras, so they're of course in my
we're big
blacklist.
6'7" fans here. Big 6'7" fans.
This is why we should be besties, man. This is
okay,
why.
cool. So how long have you been making content for Hoyo?
From
or
the
Hoyo based
start-
content, I should.
Oh yeah. I started in 2024. Actually, I started.
Okay.
I was seeing a lot of people uploading Sparrow based showcases, and I was seeing the amount of views that they were doing, and I was like, maybe I should give it a shot. So
yeah,
I did.
that's cool. So it's like
It
how
took-
quickly you can clear and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I'm going to be very honest with you, Nick. I am a way on this game. I have C6R5 Skirk. You can even see the profile picture on my Twitch.
Nice.
And
congrats
also-
on being able to be a whale. I think we all aspire to be whales, but lack the means.
Yeah.
So that's great. Good for you.
people that like the memes are I don't know you guys. I don't get you. But yeah, just to be straight with you, C6R5 Skirk, this is my very first character and the only one I'm going to be staying with C6R5, the limited character kind. I have no regrets. I love her Skirk. I love her backstory. I love her kit. I am someone who is dedicated to it. People do say that I keep flexing with my Skirk, even though I mean I like her. I just like her story. She went through a
Yeah.
lot and all that
I love-
stuff. Of course,
I
I
was
like
just
Flins.
playing games with Kat earlier this
Aw.
week. She's great. What's not to like?
Yeah, you can set her my regard to Kat. I remembered we had her from time to time with Blythe, who was here before you.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they were together in a call with us on Discord, so we could hear Kat, they could say hi and all that stuff, and I knew she wanted C6 at some time, but the reasons that she said were clear enough. She couldn't get her C6. But,
Yeah. It's a grind.
so,
Grind for sure.
Mhm.
Okay, well, how about you, Aloe?
Oh, did we catch Ash's introduction on stream?
Well, you're just
Restarting
the
over.
you're the next graphic in this little call
Okay.
image. I was just going down the line. Is Ash Lyris?
Yeah. Ash is Lyris, yes.
Awesome. I'd like to hear from both of you if
But-
possible, now that I'm fully focused.
All right. Hi, everyone. I am Eloite. I do indie voiceover audio engineering. I was also a former Hoyo creator up until, I want to say, 2022. So, kind of been in this sort of field genre for a while, but I've only really gotten into the VA interviews sort of thing recently. I'm basically an intern here because I am from roughly 2 interviews ago. That's when I got hired for this. So,
Oh, cool.
big honor to meet you, big honor to talk to you both as a voice actor and just a fan, and I appreciate the time. Once again, sorry for all the scuff. You don't need to apologize. This was mostly on our part. We could figure stuff out for a while.
It absolutely was my fault, but thank you for trying to be so gracious to me. Do you have a link or social you want us to pin? We'll compile all of yours and put it in one post and pin it.
I have a YouTube under @Aluwhite, just spelled the same way as my name. So
Okay, great.
You can just find it under there. There's a lot of comic dubs on there, and general just voiceover stuff. So yeah.
Amazing. And then I guess that leaves Ash.
Yep.
Hi, that's me. I own Hoyo's Cafe. I've done quite
Oh,
a
the
few of
CEO
these.
of the cafe?
Yeah, and I've done a bunch of these interviews. This is the first one we've done on Twitch, though. Most of the time we just do them there in the server, but I mean, I want to expand out of there and do them in more places. Um, we try to do them as often as we can. I'm not a Hoyo creator like these guys. I just really love the game. I'm an artist, so
Oh, very cool. Yeah,
that's
did you draw your profile picture?
that one is not mine.
Okay.
But that was a gift from a somebody who used to watch my streams when I streamed more. But yeah, I'm just the person who helps the person who finds all the VAs who are willing to come out and have a chat.
So tell me more about the Hoyo Cafe.
It's been around for like I want to say 3 or 4 years now. Um, it started out just like people co-oping, and then somebody had the bright idea to start trying to contact VAs, and we've had several people since then. Like we've had Chris Tagliaferra, Joe Zijah. We had we just had Blythe there a couple weeks ago. Nathan Noakes. Um, who else has been there? Laura was just there. Um, who else have we had? There's been
Is
all sorts
and
of
is
people that.
the Hoyo Cafe the name of your Discord or
Yep, that is the name of the Discord. Yep, Hoya's Cafe.
Okay, so would you like me to link that in the pin
Yeah, that
post
would be
or
super cool. Yeah. So it's a super simple link because we managed to snag the traveler link before anybody else. So it is just discord.gg/traveler.
discord.gg/traveler? Okay, cool.
I don't know how we
So
managed to beat Hoyo to that, but we did.
let's pin that. Uh,
Awesome.
okay, amazing. So everybody, if you want to connect in the Hoyo Cafe, or if you want to connect and watch some clips of the Spiral Abyss or other Hoyo content, check out any of these things today. Thank you guys for having me, and thank you again for allowing me to be so late. Thank you.
We got you.
Another one? Or just that?
Okay. Otherwise, this is for you now. The floor is all yours. Do your thing. Whenever you're ready.
Alu. You
Just
control
checking real
the
quick
slide.
to make sure. Okay, yeah, no, because I think my Wi-Fi died for a second. All right, we're back. So yeah, starting off, welcome everyone to this fun little Q&A. We are a little late, but that is perfectly fine. The rules are as follows. Please be respectful in the chat, whether that be the Hoyo Cafe stream chat or Nicholson's stream chat. Please follow the rules of any either chat. And if you're from the cafe, we reserve the right to ban you from future events for inappropriate behavior. And please, no personal recordings. Interviews will be made available via Twitch or YouTube. Thank you. And we can start. Ash, do you want to take the first question?
Sure. All right. So, I think that they mean for Genshin for this one. What character, or maybe just characters that you have in general, do you identify with the most? And if it's Flynn's, what characteristics of his do you relate to the most?
Okay. Character do I identify with most from the game? From
Yeah,
Genshin
I think
Impact?
they meant. I think that's what they were going for. Maybe.
Okay. Um, I think it would definitely Flynn. Though there is such a colorful cast at characters to some degree. But I do think probably the characteristics. I think I connect observer energy the way that he watches um, various characters, how they behave before engaging, jumping to action. Uh, so I think just the fact that he has this sort of persona of cool under pressure, I suppose. The vibe that he isn't trying, he's confident in his own skin, and doesn't necessarily need to be in the spotlight, is happy to share the workload, to shine that light on other people so they can thrive too, and then when called upon, when he's really needed, he'll get to work.
He definitely gives that vibe, like that he's ready to lend a hand, but not throw himself right out there and take over. He just wants to be a stand-up guy.
Yeah, I think most people can relate to that.
Hell yeah.
But I also
All
think
right.
it's funny that he's sort of like, he knows he can do it, but he's been around for so long and he's done so much that if he can get out of another meeting with Ino, he will. If he doesn't have to attend another class or a lecture, then he'll find a way to dodge that and live the easy life when it's available to him. But when it's serious, he's there.
He's just like me for real. All right. But yeah, thank you for that question. Next question, I will be taking this one. If Flins had a pet peeve, what would it be? And do you have one as well?
A pet peeve. Well, based on his love for like old gems and coins and sort of like forgotten treasures, I think it would be the mismanagement of things that are historical or meaningful. If he walked into a place and saw something like that was scuffed and tarnished and sort of like cast aside or not respected, I don't think he would cause a scene. I don't think he would maybe even say anything, but he might find a way to ask if this thing is meaningful to the owner, and if they're not interested, that he would like to trade for it or buy it off them, and then he would take it back to the lighthouse, polish it, learn the story. I think there's a line that like every chip or every scuff or mark tells the tale of these old treasures. So I think he would be slightly irritated by the disrespect and then just clean it up himself. And my pet peeve, getting cut off in traffic. I crash out every time. I try to keep it chill, but my flintsness flies out the window.
I fully understand that. Oh, God. This is technically 2 questions in one, Ash. Is this one going to be fine? Because there's a few in here.
I think it's fine.
All right. Then, a second part to this. What do you think his love language is? In reference to Flynn's, I'd imagine.
Love language. I read a book called The 5 Love Languages, so I'm gonna have to assume it's referring to those 5. Which, if I remember correctly, are quality time, words of affirmation, acts of service, gift giving, and physical touch. Are you able to get confirmation from the question asker, or should I just assume that those are the 5?
I'm pretty sure that's what they meant, and those are the
Yeah.
5.
Okay. I think probably quality time for him. since he has been around for so long, there's probably been a lot of tedious or monotonous moments, and the ability to cherish and spend time in a meaningful way probably becomes a whole lot more important in a situation like that.
Yeah, given like how long
All
he's been
right.
around, being able to spend time with somebody and get to know them, that would
Yeah.
probably mean a lot to him.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, perfect. By the way, apologies on my end if you hear any random noises. I'm running a Harry Potter setup with my booth, so we're under a staircase.
Hey, you know what? That's how it goes sometimes. I did an audition while I was traveling on the road once, and I was in a hotel. On the road, I was doing auditions from the car, but at one point, I was like, this hotel had like a wardrobe almost, like a closet extension as opposed to in the wall. And so I crammed it full of pillows and threw a blanket over me, and I was huddled up as tight as could be doing an audition in this tiny little wardrobe. So I've been there, bro.
My poor shotgun mic, dude. It's fine. But right, Ash, or does Tom want to take this one actually, since we have three
I
speakers this
can.
time?
Yeah, I can take over. You actually also kidnapped me, so I deserve one.
I did not.
We didn't kidnap you. I was the one that was kidnapped, more like. But yeah,
Nah,
you can.
yeah. Nah, you did. Okay. Um, do you have or have you had any interest in Fae/Face series or the folklore around them because of Flins, or any of that before Flynn?
Yeah, I did actually. Big fan of all that. I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons since I was 13. So going on 22 years now, which is crazy to think about. And for most of that time, I've been the DM. And that has led me to consume a lot of fantasy content and read a lot of books. And one of my favorite enemies, though I've done them very differently than how Genshin does them, is the Wild Hunt. And I think they're a really cool concept. And the Feywild and getting lost in it. So the fact that that had been such a prevalent adversary in all of my D&D campaigns for the last 10 years, it felt very synchronistic and very cool that that is what Flint's was facing.
Dungeons and Dragons. Um, Honestly, I've heard of this game. Never played it. I did watch the series Ted that promoted Dungeons and Dragons, but in an unhinged version. I did see a couple of series mentioning it. Also, yeah, your interests are like very, very cool to me. I really would love to jump
Thanks.
into this at one time whenever I got the time. Especially Dungeons and Dragons, because that's the thing for nerds like myself, because I am one.
I don't even think it's a thing for nerds anymore. It maybe
It's.
when I
I mean,
was
if it,
coming up or back in the 70s, it was sort of viewed in that way, but now it's so mainstream. And it's like, I think video games are incredible. Obviously there's a huge love for them, and being able to get lost in the world, the colors, the sound, the
yeah.
visuals, all those things transport you out of your own skin and into a new reality. And Genshin does that in an incredible way. But I think the appeal of tabletop role-playing games is that inevitably in video games you hit the end of the world. You hit the invisible wall. You hit what the limitation of the game is. So whether that means you can't go beyond this part of the map, or there's only 2 dialogue options, but you really want to say a third thing, or whatever,
Mhm.
tabletop role playing really gives you the opportunity to live in a world, be a character. And as an actor, if there's anyone in chat now or listening to this, if you're just looking to improve your ability to act and practice, because so often we don't get the opportunity to work because we're waiting on someone to hire us. But if you're playing D&D, you get to write your adventure, you get to create your character, you get to perform and act every time you play. So I think it is a really great opportunity for anybody who's just interested in feeling real emotion under imaginary circumstances, getting lost in what it's like to be a storyteller, because whether you're the DM or a player, you are a part of that tapestry of bringing that story to life, and that's all that we're trying to do as actors.
That's actually good advice, especially for you, Alowat, because I know you want to be a VA too.
Well, I'm already an avid D&D player. You can't take me out of the game.
Yeah, but it's
I
just
love
so
D&D.
fun, you know. I actually haven't been able to play it for about 4 or 5 months now. And the last chunk of my wife's pregnancy life got pretty busy. But I'm working on a campaign now, and I'm trying to gear it for Twitch and be able to play weekly, hopefully on Twitch, and get some other VAs to join me. But yeah, it's just super fun. And like when you meet somebody who's a big fan of D&D, whether it's Pathfinder, Warhammer, or any other variant, you know, they always want to show you their dice, and they want to tell you about their character or their adventures, and it's really awesome because it's such an extension of themselves. So I really recommend it to anybody that would like to check it out.
I've got a nice set of blue and gold metal dice, and I love how they feel.
Nice. Are they heavy? Do they dent tables when you roll them?
They do not dent tables. They are just like light enough that like they don't cause any issues, but they're heavy enough that you can feel them proper. It's not like plastic. I like those ones.
Nice. I just went down to WonderCon last month, I think, with a buddy, and at one of the vendor booths, I bought this cool dice tower, but instead of being like really tall and vertical that you roll the dice, it's wide and shaped like a Coliseum arena, and you drop the dice down like this little gated ramp, and it rolls into the arena. So, this is sick. Never used one before, but now I feel extra fancy.
We had one person at my table that used it, and I will say, as cool as they are, they can have technical issues and get stuck in the tower. So,
Of course.
You got to be a little careful with them.
Yeah.
But all right, Ash, you ready for the next question?
Yep.
All right. Here you are.
All right. Somebody asked, will Flins ever lunar bloom, or will he lunar bloom spiritually and become meta for the next 100 years?
I don't understand this question.
So I think it's supposed to be a joke because
Doesn't he already
He can-
lunar bloom? Like, isn't that what it's?
I think I got the question. Let me just reread this real quick. One sec. Will Flins ever lunar bloom, or will he lunar bloom spiritually and become meta for the next 100 years? As in, will he gonna do this reaction of lunar bloom eventually?
so.
I mean, hypothetically, of course.
I think they're just asking if you're blooming. Honestly, I don't
yeah,
know.
she said it was a joke.
Yeah,
think
I
so,
mean,
yes.
but now I'm confused because isn't the mechanic called lunar bloom?
No,
There
it's
is,
called lunar
but-
charge.
Lunar charge. Okay, got it. So, yeah, okay. So when you play a Flint's team, you're lunar charged. Really? It's not bloom?
Yeah, it's charged. When you're using him with like Columbina or anybody, it's a lunar charge team.
Yeah.
So what about the new champ who was geo based, Zabai?
lunar crystallize?
So
Lunar.
that's
Okay, so it's all lunar, and then
It's
bloom or
yeah,
charge
it's
or
lunar.
crystallize changes. Okay.
Yeah, there are only 3 of them right now. So Lunar Charge, Lunar Bloom,
Well,
and Lunar
then,
Crystallize. So, yeah.
I take this question really seriously, and yes, I think he will lunar bloom.
Oh my
And
god,
I
yes.
think he was born lunar blooming, and because of that, he will always be meta. Whether that's the meta in the game or the meta in your heart, I think he'll always stand at the top.
The girl who wrote this is actually the one who finds our VAs for the interviews, and she said that she loves that you actually answered the question.
Is that who I've been emailing with?
That's her nephew.
Yes, her name is Ames. She loves Flins. He is her favorite character.
Got it. Well, thank you, Ames. Thank you, and sorry about all the hassle from the emailing. You were very patient with me. Thank you.
I think they were honestly happy with it, but that's not for me to say. All right, next question. We all know Flynn's age is a secret. If you had to guess based off his mannerisms, how old do you think he is?
I mean, I'm just going to go with the line that they said in game. 600 or 700 years old.
I saw that coming.
Okay, so this is my question, and I play all of them. I don't skip any lines, but somehow I completely missed that.
Yeah, I think that was in a scene with Durin.
There will be repayment. There will be revenge for whoever wrote that line. I will find that scripter.
Well, you know what's funny though? I've said this on a couple other streams, but the scripts come out 6 weeks before, usually sometimes longer, before the patch. So I believe we recorded that line before the meme had hit and was super popular.
Oh, duh.
So it was just universal synchronicity that we were tapped into it.
That one scripter could just see the future, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. What did you think when they first told you about his character description when you were preparing to record?
I thought this dude is awesome. And holy crap, am I lucky to voice him.
We're happy to have you, man.
Thank you.
Sorry,
yeah,
I was receiving
happy to be
interference
here.
from the dogs. They are fighting. But yeah, we are very happy to have you. And yes, you do in fact voice a cool character with a very cool voice. All right. Tom.
Yes? All right. What books or anime have you watched / read recently?
I am a couple episodes into season 2 of Uma Musume. I'm about 6 episodes deep into Frieren, and I just finished Solo Leveling. I need to catch up on JJK, and my wife and I finished the finale of My Hero Academia, and I cried for like an hour and a half. As far as books go, I am about halfway through a book called The 4-Hour Body. I'm a few chapters into a book called Radical Acceptance, and I'm about a third of a way through a book by Robert McKee called Story, which is about script writing.
The name of the series, Frieren, is that the name?
Yeah, I believe so. Beyond Journey's End, I think.
Yeah, I got it.
Beyond Journey's End, yes.
It's on my list. I heard about although my friends watching this. I think it's on Crunchyroll. I will put on my list. I heard that it is actually worth the watch. So, awesome. Thanks.
I have a personal recommendation to carry over from me and Ames. My dogs are fighting. I am fearful. Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint, the manhwa on Webtoon. It is probably a very good option. All the chapters are readily available for free there. I would recommend giving it a read whenever you have the free time.
What was it called again?
Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint, or ORV.
Okay.
That is
nice.
the most well-known
Cool
one.
title.
Yes. I personally love it. I read the novel all the way through, but the manhwa is also great, so I'd recommend it.
Okay, yeah, I'll check that out.
Next slide. I think that's your range. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm here. So it says, would you consider to do your hair like Flynn's? And if you would you rock it or ditch it ASAP?
Does that mean dye it blue or rock the super long tail in the back?
The guy who wrote this is in the chat. Let me see if he pops up here in system. But I think he means like the whole thing, like the blue, the long hair, like super cool vibe.
So it's kind of funny. My dad is 30 years in the Navy, recently retired, and he's like fairly militant, by the book man. And he's always been supportive of me performing, but when I booked this, he was the first person to say, "You have to dye your hair. You have to dye it blue." I don't think I have the confidence to go blue. I do like doing some fun stuff with my hair. I mean, I've done a lot of different looks. In high school, I had a mohawk. In college, I permed it, so it was super curly. I've had it below my chest. It was so long at one point. I think maybe the best haircut I ever had was in college. I had a mullet in the back and a pompadour in the front. I felt like I was straight out of JoJo's. So I think I would try his hairstyle, but I don't know if I would go blue.
I went blue once upon a time and it was the biggest regret of my life.
Really? Why?
Because it just like, I'm normally like a platinum blonde and it just was really bad.
Well, even just the upkeep on blonde hair is a lot. But I think it's less about like having a vibrant, non-traditional color and more about, I'd be like, I can't, like, I don't match anything. Like, I would always have to wear a blue shirt or blue jeans or black, like I would feel locked in to a color palette.
I didn't even think about that.
As someone, a man with currently very long hair that has also tried blue for a very short time, yeah, no, your color schemes are very,
very limited, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be trapped into that like almost gothic color scheme. It's kind of insane.
Oh.
But Flynn's rocks it, so hey, it might work. Worthy sacrifice, mayhaps. All right, now this. Odd question we've received. Would you be willing to say, "Oh my God, I'm elating" instead of blooming? What?
Yeah, I guess I would need the context of what elating means nowadays.
I think this is in reference to Honkai Star Rail, I believe.
It is.
Elation is one of the
person
main
who
like
wrote
paths and playable paths you can do in there. And the current arc is revolving around the elation, so I guess that is in reference to that.
Yeah,
what
it is
part?
correct. The elation part from Honkai Star Rail, that's where it's coming from. So I'm seeing a lot of people saying that. So what
So
would
on
you
a
think,
scale
Link?
of 1 to 10 on how sus it is, where does it fall on the sus meter?
So have you ever been have you ever been rickrolled before?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so this is what that line would feel like in essence. That is
Okay,
essentially
but
what the
it's not
elation is.
offensive or
No,
okay.
it is entirely a joke.
Do they want it in my voice, the way I normally bloom?
I believe so. I don't think we received any direction unless Amos
That wasn't
has
specific,
different.
so I don't think you know.
Oh my God! I'm elating! Oh, I'm elating everywhere! Yippee!
He is gonna die when he hears that later.
I'd like to thank you in advance for this. I'm going to be dreaming of this whenever I go to bed.
You're welcome. Just be sure you elate, okay? Everybody elate once today.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. What is your favorite part of being a Hoyo voice actor?
Well, I think it's two parts. The first is just being able to tell a story that has meaning and affects people. The handful of cons I've done have been such an incredible transforming experience. So many people have come up and just shared what the characters meant to them and how it's affected their life, and I've been so moved by that. Like when I was recording all this, there was never a moment that I thought I would have some of the conversations I've had. So just being a part of that and getting to be the vessel for this story has been beyond incredible. But then the second part of that, I think, is the community, because the community has been so generous and kind and welcoming, and it's been really fun to get to chat with people on Twitch or in person or on social media in various posts, and being able to engage in it and be silly while also being the VA has been a real treat. Instead of sort of like maintaining a extreme distance and that sort of vibe. So yeah, it's been great to receive all the encouragement and support from the community, and just to tell the story.
I vibe with that on a spiritual level. I just feel like the Hoyo VAs especially, there's just so much love and just community to like everything they do. It feels like
Yeah.
I can look up to a lot of the Hoyo VAs, and I feel like that's a good encouragement to also just be a voice actor, seeing them succeed so brilliantly and have such a like fun time. Seeing you have a fun time on stream. That was like I think the first instance I ever got exposed to your stream was the blooming stream.
Yeah, you got kind of thrown in the deep end there.
But it was entertaining on a lot of levels, and just seeing you have fun and get to be like so unapologetically yourself and be praised for it, that is encouraging.
Yeah, that's pretty cool,
so many
right?
levels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I be acting a fool a lot. It could have easily just been shame and ridicule. So pretty fortunate to have this soft landing pad.
You deserve that soft landing because you've worked hard to get where you are, and you're now reaping the benefits. So yeah.
Thank you very much.
All right. Tom, my friend.
Yes? What is it? If you could
Your
play
question.
one other... Stop cutting me. If you could play one other character, who would it be? And what is your favorite line?
I could play another character in Genshin. And my favorite line.
Yeah.
Well, I think my favorite line is,
Need a little punishment to keep them in line.
I was gonna say it was Alice, but it was Lisa. Was it Lisa?
Lisa. Yeah, when I first heard that line, I was like, what is this game? And I just think it's hilarious. Naughty boys. Just cracks me up every time. If you could play one other character, though, I think I'm torn between picking somebody whose fighting style and abilities would just be super, super cool, or maybe a character that has just like a really unique life experience. Because if you get thrown into a video game, I feel like your life's probably pretty brutal. You know, like some of these people have gone through major tragedy and are fighting for their life constantly. So just because they're beloved by the fandom doesn't necessarily mean it would be pleasant to be them. So I'm kind of torn on who I would pick here. Yeah, because there's some characters that are really cool. I think his name is Heizu. He's an animo detective.
Oh, him. Yeah.
Hazel.
Heizo, yeah. Like to be a brawler that fights with wind is like so cool. That would be so cool. Varka is super fun. Like I love his big jump ability. Like I think that's one of the cooler superpowers you can have. It's just insane mobility and just like crazy raw athleticism.
On the topic of Varka, I did see a post about something you did with Varka.
Yeah. In cosplay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stand by that video. Yeah. I was reading some of the comments and I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I knew the bit I was doing, but if you had no idea and it was taking people like 20-30 seconds to realize he was talking to the lamp, that's pretty good. That's pretty funny to me too. Who would you guys be?
If I were to pick one,
You got this one, Tom. You got this one, You got this one, Tom.
do you know, right? You know what I'm gonna pick.
Yeah, no, you got this.
Skirk.
Yeah, I knew it.
Cool powers, very
It
cool
was-
powers. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say because Skirk, who isn't an Archon, because technically this ability to not rely on energy recharge for a burst is something that is rare. So Mavuka, I know because she's an Archon. Skirk, however, on my experience with the story, I did not see her wielding a vision like other characters, and something gave me a hint if she would be a character that does not rely on energy. Maybe perhaps before my week had dropped. And yeah, I had this theory, and when I saw that was actually true from the special program, I knew it because it's Skirk. She doesn't need a vision. So and also yeah, her fighting ability as well, her style, going through portals and all that stuff. That's something that I really love personally. From as someone who loves fighting with freezing comps like herself. That's
Yeah, I thought
that's of
Kuchin's
course-
like little
yeah.
teleport ability was super cool too. So a character who's all about that is pretty awesome.
I agree. Yeah.
My answer to this would be no judging. We are not allowed to judge in this chat. I have 3 answers to this, right?
Okay, everybody, get ready to judge hard and relentlessly.
Hey. So my first answer would be Pantalone. Pantalone. Because I really liked his design and just his personality from the Winter Night Lazzo trailer. That was probably one of my favorite character introductions ever. Followed by then Dottore, because he has a really fun personality to portray. I think that would be really interesting to kind of voice out and kind of just play around with. And my last answer, Dory.
Yo, nobody
That's
says
interesting.
Dory.
I am a really big fan of Dory.
I love that. We need more Dory love. The world is starving for
funny.
Dory and Chi-Chi love. These 2 poor wee beans are out in the cold. We need to bring them home. Put them in a team.
Oh, she
I
right.
wish I played
Forgot about
Genshin
her.
more, so I could main Dory. The only Claymore user to use the bell, like, ever. But Ash, who would you pick?
I am also stuck between a couple. I was thinking about it while you guys were talking. So probably number 1 would be Shalonen because she has a really cool tail and she gets to roll around on rollerblades all the time and just be super cool.
Right. Yeah,
number
graffiti
2
milkshake would be such a good choice, just to be able to like super speed across the land.
Right? And then maybe a tie between Arlay or Seat Lolly. Seat Lolly because everybody started calling me Granny Ash when they figured out how old I was. And she's just super chill and just like does what she wants and says what she wants all the time.
Yeah.
And Ames sent a relay that if she was going to be in the game, she would be Capitano because he gets to sit around all the time now.
Nice. Yeah, like from that standpoint, maybe I'd want to be, just somebody in Mondstadt. Like, make me the cook, the girl who sells food and makes you do deliveries in Mondstadt. Just have a nice life and a nice house and a nice safe space. Now that Dvalin's been dealt with, I'm sure nothing bad will ever happen there again.
Hopefully. You always think everything's chill there, and then something really bad happens.
Alternatively, you could live in the Snezhnayan wastes and just the cold and have to struggle through every day.
Put me on the peak of Dragonspine.
Imagine door dashing into that.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Like, it would be so dangerous.
Isn't that what like the commissions used to be? Just DoorDash. You would have to deliver food to people in like harsh conditions.
I did.
That would be kind of a fun anime concept. It's just like it's just delivering food to crazy places, and you have to like join an adventurers guild and gain the strength just to deliver this pizza on time.
If anyone wants to hire a cast for this, I can be part of it because I used to deliver for Uber Eats. I don't know if that counts.
Nice, love it. Real world experience.
Comedy relief character.
Fantastic.
All right. But yes. Did we get the second part of this, or I think we did?
We did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. That was Lisa.
So let us move on. Ash, your
I'm
question.
here. All right, so they want to know if you've ever thought about playing HSR, and if you were going to play it, who do you think you might want to have as a main, just based off of seeing them?
Yeah, off what I know. I did play it years ago before I was streaming. It was when both Alejandro and Damon's characters came out. And
That's a really long time ago.
yeah, and I started playing around Christmas time. And I used all my tickets to try and pull for them. Didn't get either of them. And instead I got very confused because it's my first gotcha game experience. I think the character's name was Branya or something like that. She's like ice, but she like fights with drones and stuff.
That's Himeko, isn't it?
Okay, so
I mean,
there's
if
a
it's
bit of confusion here. Bronya and Pila, those two characters are getting confused. Pila is the one that's ice that fights with the drone. Bronya, however, is also
Pila.
from that region and looks
Okay.
the same roughly in terms of character design, so that's a mistake. That could
Okay, so then I think I had Pila. I think my whole team was like 4 stars. So I was confused because Pila was in my team, but narratively she was trying to chase me down and arrest me. So I would be like running from her, and then a fight would happen and she would be helping me fight. And I was like, I don't understand what this is. And I'm out of tickets, and I didn't get Damon. I didn't get Ali. Let me just delete this app. But now that I understand gotchas and they have sunk their teeth so deeply into me, I could definitely play Honkai again. Though I am a little overwhelmed because I'm told that there are some story quests in Honkai that are 50 plus hours. I'm so far behind in Genshin that I'm considering doing a subathon 3-day marathon stream of just nonstop Archon quests. But the thought of adding another game with that much content, I just genuinely don't know when I would fit it in.
So I can comment on the 50-hour quest. That is the 3.x series of HSR. That is Amphorius. It is the longest, I think, one of the longest like Hoyo stories in like a full patch to date. So that is fully understandable. That is one of them.
I mean, it must have been amazing. They wouldn't have written 50 hours of bad content, you know, like. So yeah, it must have been incredible.
But yeah,
It was peak.
definitely that's something. Take your time with that one if you ever do have the opportunity. Don't go and like try and do it all. It's long.
Yeah. But that's part of the joy, I think. I think a lot of people like that it sort of plays out like a movie. It sort of has like a visual novel element with the amount of dialogue. And then there's so much stuff you can do that's completely unrelated to the quest as well, with the mini games and sort of the collecting aspect and the artifacts and whatnot. So it's pretty cool. It's a great concept for a game. And obviously, because it's incredibly popular.
All right. And yeah, with that in mind, this one feels relevant to me. As a voice actor, do you have... Thank you, Doc. Do you think you have anything in common or relate to with the characters you have voiced, especially Flins?
Yeah, I think you don't book characters that you don't relate to or have things in common with. I think for the most part, if you get called on to play a role, it's because you're able to speak truth to that role. Not necessarily always, and not necessarily like 100% match. You know, if you're playing a villain or something, you're probably not relating to the fact that they're going on a murderous rampage, but you are probably able to relate to the fact that they're angry, you know, and you're willing to express that anger. Or if it's a, you know, a more contained villain, you can relate to the fact that you have all this anger, but it's simmering, it's boiling, and you're trying to keep the lid on the pot from flying off. As far as Flint's goes, yeah, I think ultimately what I love about Flint's is that he is somebody who has been through a lot. He's suffered, he's endured intense tragedy, and he hit the point where he was willing and ready to give up. And he did that. But he's inspired by the fight in others. He's inspired by the hope of tomorrow. And he chooses to, even though he's absolutely surrounded by darkness, despair, he chooses to be a light in the world. And I think that's so interesting that he is written and played out the way he is, because typically a character like that is so like on fire and energetic and like, I have to, it's like the young shonen protagonist. I have to fight the darkness with everything I have. And so it's kind of interesting to see Flint's in this way that is so much more like observant, and it's a marathon, not a sprint. And I'm going to make a difference little by little. And it's these tiny steps that create the avalanche of change, rather than let me burn out super bright, super hot, intense, a flash of light for a brief moment. And that really resonates with me. I think, Flint's is greater than me in a lot of ways. I haven't endured what he's endured, and I haven't had to like bet my life on these defining, intense, dramatic moments. But I do try to be a light in the world, and I try to champion other people and make moments about others rather than making them about me. And there's a book written by Eckhart Tolle that I read years ago called A New Earth, and he has this line that says, you cannot shake people into enlightenment. Rather, you have to be like the morning sun and just rouse them with your presence. And I read that line maybe like 12 years ago, and it has stayed with me. And I feel like Flint's is kind of the embodiment of that. He's just leading by example. He's doing what he believes is right and treating people kindly. And he's not judging who he comes across. He's not telling anyone that they need to behave differently. He's just quietly doing what he feels is right. And the people that resonate with that, the people that are drawn to that, the people that are looking for inspiration and meaning and change in their life, they sort of take on that, and I think that's sort of incredibly inspiring, and I think that's why Flint's is so popular.
Hell yeah, dude. God. That was great to hear, honestly. There was a second part to this question, but now this feels a little, like, unrelated in a way.
That's fine.
But what element would you want to have, and why?
I think I'd want Animo. I just think the air power is so cool. I think it's probably like a combo of being like a huge Naruto fan. As a kid, I also loved Yu Yu Hakusho, and like the spirit gun kind of feels like an air power, but it also feels like it's so versatile. They all are really, but like if you could use the air to have like a jump 300 feet into the sky and then safely land, or to like put out a fire or move water or like sweep somebody up at the last second, or condense a whole tornado around your fist and uppercut somebody and yeet them across the bridge of Mondstadt, like it feels like there's limitless potential of how you could use that power if you wanted to get crazy villainous. Maybe you have an aura that is like sucking the oxygen away from people as sort of like a finishing move. There's so much stuff you can do with that, but it's also not so broken to be like, I'm Superman, I have the powers of everything. Like, you could totally still be defeated, and I think that is a underused and unique energy source as a power. The others are sort of so not overdone, but like fire is just also cool. Like, if you just want to be raw damage, you go with pyro, and then you just explode everything, and you will always be awesome. Like, I don't think there's a cooler CGI or graphic or visual effect you can do than fire. And water is so elegant and beautiful, and all, we've seen it across all media, but air is kind of more subtle. It's a little more laid back. It's a little more of the underdog. So I vibe with that one.
Air is a fine choice. I love Animo. All right. I don't know why there's a little thing at the front there, but Ash. Ash? Oh god, we lost them. Oh no, there they are.
It wouldn't unmute.
I've been there.
All right. So it says if you were into that, then what would you want to do in the world? I'm guessing it's kind of like asking what kind of job would you want?
Hmm. Yeah, so in this question, I'm a NPC basically.
I mean, I guess so. It also asks if you would think you would be friends with Flins. So I mean, I guess maybe you could be like a playable character.
Hmm. I mean, I guess if I could choose, sure, that'd be fun. Maybe I'd be a sort of like disciple of or acolyte of Venti, right? The bard. Just try to be live out my musical theater kid dreams into that and be another animo singing character. Maybe I don't know if Mondstadt has like a bard or a choir kind of school, but maybe I'd be sort of a support character and heal and buff through the power of song. And my burst animation would be some really, really ridiculous
No.
phrase that stuns the enemy with how stupid it is.
All right.
And yes, I think I would get along with Flint's. He seems generous to everybody.
Yeah. All right. My dogs are getting rowdy, so I'm gonna have to go on and off mute very quickly.
All good, bro.
I can take over. Also, before we go to this question, someone in my chat from Rosie Bina, they wanted to give you a message, Nick.
Okay.
It says, Tom, tell Nick that I am Flynn's #1 fan.
Wow. Thank you. Number one, we finally meet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm honored. Thank you.
Thank you, Rosie. Okay, question. If you, yourself, could travel to any game or movie you've played or watched, where would you go and why?
If I could travel to any game or movie I played or watched, where would you go and why? Man, this is so tough because it's kind of like what I said earlier. Like, you could pick these epic fantasy worlds, but holy cow, are most of them going to be a miserable place to live. Like, I really enjoyed the Witcher series, but not in a million years would I want to live in that world. Like, you're just signing up to die and be cold and hungry. So I think you sort of have to pick something that would be really cool and interesting, but still safe. So maybe something like My Hero Academia, where it's still pretty much modern day, but there's some level of power. What else have I been playing or watching lately? Pokemon would be a good choice. That's a cool world, and nobody really seems to be suffering there. I might pick that.
Yeah, I would also pick Pokemon as well.
Yeah.
No suffering, no nothing.
Pokemon is the realest option. It's the realest option because you get a friend.
Yeah. And you're not like bringing incredible villainous behavior. Like, a lot of people suffered in My Hero Academia.
I should also watch that too.
I liked it. I thought it was great.
I'll add it to my list.
Oh my god, I think the last MHA season I watched was season 5. God knows when. Alright, when you are recording a particularly emotional scene in Flins' backstory, your voice is so expressive with grief and yet calm. What do you do to prepare for that kind of scene? And does it come to you naturally?
That's a really fun question. you don't get to prepare really in voice acting, in my experience at least. You don't even know what the script is until you're in studio that day, and you have a ton of lines to do. You're basically trying to record all the lines for that patch in one session. So you really only get like 2 or 3 shots at each line, usually back to back, and then you move on to the next with direction from, in my case, Chris Fiala and Brooke Chalmers. So basically, one of the skill sets needed to be a voice actor is the ability to cold read and cold read vulnerably. So when you get to a moment like that, you read the line once and you sort of take a deep breath, and then you feel real emotion under imaginary circumstances, and you put yourself in the situation and just, like I said before, bring truth to that moment. And then the director will pivot you. So maybe my first take on it is too comical, and he'll help me understand that this is a more serious moment and we need to deliver it differently, or the reverse. I play it seriously and it's supposed to be a comical moment. But yeah, I don't think we really have the luxury of being like, okay, let me call upon my deepest pain or make myself as sad as possible for this line, because there's just too much other stuff you have to do. Like, you need to be really nimble. You need to be super flexible as an actor, because after delivering this particularly emotional line, the very next line might be in a completely different setting, and it might be much more playful. And if you can't get out of that sadness, then you're not going to be able to do the entirety of the character justice. So not something I expected to be the case when I first started studying acting years and years ago, but the more that I work, the more I feel that that's confirmed. So if there are any other actors out there watching this, listening to this, aspiring to do work in this field, I really, really cannot recommend cold reading enough.
Contributing to this, if I may, here.
Yeah, of course.
I think cold reading is another practice, especially for scenarios like stage is one thing, right? You get a cold read, and that cold read is probably going to be the only cold read you ever get, because from there on out, you're shot into a scenario where you have prep time, but you're not given retakes now. So if you make a mistake on stage, that's permanent, right? With voice acting, you're not given the prep time, but you're given the leeway to make mistakes, but you're still not really supposed to, because the longer you spend, the more they have to pay you, the longer they're spending their time, etc. There's lots of things about it. Just gaining the ability to read something and fathom it, understand it, resonate it in that very brief read it's important, really important.
Yeah, and it's something you practice. You know, you can do it by picking up a magazine and just putting emotion on each page. You know, a lot of that's going to be ads, but you can bring truth to those too. You could do it with your favorite manga and just go through panel by panel and put emotion on it, which is sort of a cheat code because there's pictures to direct you. But if you just find auditions or scripts or book copy or whatever, then you're going to be able to practice like, okay, how can I make a really big choice here on the very first read, and then direct myself for a second take, and just try and get better and better and better at doing that. I do want to say just one thing, because you're not technically wrong when you say you're not supposed to make mistakes, but it's also not like you're in jeopardy of being fired if you stumble over a word, or you need to do 5 takes instead of 2. Like, everybody understands that actors are human and they're going to make mistakes, and that's okay. But as long as you are, you know, pleasant to work with and striving for the same goal and getting the job done, I don't think making a mistake is that big a deal. But I do think it's good to strive to not. But I just don't want people stressing out. You know, like the last thing you need to do, if you book the job and you're in the studio, the last thing you should be worried about is don't mess up, don't mess up, don't mess up, because then your performance is going to be really bad. So just take a breath, enjoy the ride, and it's going to be great.
Oh yeah. No, it's a weird mindset kind of instilled, especially getting into the space still. But like, thanks a lot for that information. Generally, I feel very good with that. That kind of gave me something. That was really good. My dog is being loud again. All right, Ash.
I'm here. All right. So we got what got you into voice acting in the first place, and what was your journey like to becoming a voice actor?
Yeah, sort of a really roundabout story. It's fairly long, so I'll try to tell it condensed. I started acting in middle school, maybe even before that. I think there's pictures of me like dressed up as a lion in elementary school on a stage or something, so who knows what was going on there. But started acting in the school plays in middle school, and then doing the musicals and plays in high school, and then in college I studied musical theater and ballet. When I graduated college, I moved to Los Angeles and started auditioning for TV and film and doing theater in the area. And I did that all the way through the pandemic. And I was fortunate enough to go on a couple tours and perform in different theaters around the country, and worked on a couple random indie films and like murder recreation TV shows. But I didn't quite have the success I wanted to and was aspiring to in the TV and film space. And then just before the pandemic hit, I booked a musical that was going to open in Orange County. It was called, what was it called? Tenor by Day, Mannequin by Night, I think was the title. And we had a Broadway director and Broadway choreographer, and the producer said we were already set to tour through China, and it was a brand new musical. I was the villain of the show. They were rewriting the music for my voice, and we rehearsed for 3 days, and then the shutdown hit. And the show was canceled and never came back. And I was kind of denying how frustrated I was about that. I just kind of played it off and, you know, continued to try to be happy-go-lucky, optimistic. It's all good. But I think deep down I was really frustrated. And throughout my acting experience, I kept questioning if the work was really meaningful or if my desire to be an actor was selfish. And I kept sort of putting it up to God and putting it up to the universe of, if I'm not supposed to be here, if I'm meant to do something else, I want to be the kind of man who will answer the call, and I want to be the kind of man who is here to be a force of good in the world where you want me to be. And I've been praying about that for a while. So after that happened, I kind of felt like the universe was telling me it's time to walk away from acting. And so I did. And I became a full-time personal trainer. And that was a pretty easy transition because in order to dance and be on camera and all these things, I had to stay in shape pretty much year round. And I just had learned a lot about it in my tenure doing that. And so just sort of randomly, people I would meet would ask me if I could show them how to work out or do these other things. So when I transitioned to that, it was a very quick fit. And I trained privately for a while and eventually decided that I want to try working at a corporate gym. And one of my first clients that I got there was Alejandro Saab, which was completely random. And sort of, I think, synchronistic to the universe too. You really have no idea how any of this stuff is going to work out. And because I was in a space of like, I'm no longer an actor, I was able to just be Alejandro's cheerleader and celebrate his success and connect with him as like a fan of anime, a fan of stories, understanding the craft. But there was never like a moment where I was like, can you get me a job? And that led to me getting a bunch of referrals. And then I started training Damon Mills and Don Bennett and Ben Balmaceda and Jonah Scott, KG Tang, Allegra Clark, Ed Bosco, Xander Mobus. I'm sure there are so many that I'm not mentioning. And through like my journey of training them, they would hear my story and they started to really encourage me to, you know, maybe try voiceover. And then I got a call from a production team I had worked with before, and they said that they were doing the national tour of Tootsie and wanted to know if I wanted to go on tour for 10 months. And I had a conversation with Damon and was like, I don't know if I should take this and jumpstart acting again. And he was really passionate, like, no, you can't do it. If you do it, you won't be able to get VO off the ground. And that was a risk. And I took his advice, and I spent really the last, I guess, 3 years really training in the space of voiceover, because what I had learned on camera and in theater is it's all acting. Acting is acting. Being vulnerable is ultimately the truth you're seeking. But there's a difference between performing behind a microphone and in front of a camera. So I needed to learn those differences. I needed to learn more about the industry, and I just needed to get a lot of reps. So in 2024, I made it my goal to audition for 5 projects a day. And that culminated in getting 100 auditions done a month. And it was not always easy to find those auditions, because like the audition links on Twitter or on Casting Call Club or in random Discords, they're limited. So I had to sign up for voices.com, and which is a pay-to-play website, but it gave me the opportunity to just form the habit of I'm going to go in and I'm going to do this work every single day until I succeed. And so I ended up doing like over 1,000 auditions that year. And then I think I only booked like 3 things, you know. So to other actors aspiring, the name of the game is rejection. So get comfortable failing, because you're going to a lot. And if you can still love the craft with no attachment to the outcome, then you're going to have a great time. If you hang your head over every defeat, you won't be long for this world. So put your emotional armor on and learn to do it because you love it, rather than the praise or accolades or recognition from those who are hiring. But that year was sort of like a transformational year for me as a performer. And then in 2025, I signed with Dean Panero Talent, and within a couple months got the audition for Flins. And I had done some other stuff before that. I was a bunch of bits in the Fist of the North Star movies, like 20 different dudes who get killed. I was background in The Prince of Tennis. I got to be some goons in a Dragon Ball game, in a DLC that Kid Goku beats up. I was NPCs in Genshin and Honkai Star Rail. And then eventually this audition came through, and I had already done so many auditions so many times that I just didn't overthink it. You know, the moment came and it wasn't too big, and just did it. And yeah, it was a very rewarding email. Congratulations, we would like to book Nick Olson for the role of. But at that time, Flint's had a code name, so I really didn't know anything about it. But yeah, it was a wild ride of how I first got into it. I was thinking about this the other day, like when people ask me, how do you get into it? Like my story isn't really a story that you can replicate, like the specifics of it. But I think if you boil it down, it's the same story for everybody. The nuances are different, but ultimately the journey is, why are you pursuing this? Do you want to be a performer, or do you need to be a storyteller? And if you need to be a storyteller, then you're going to tell stories, period. You're going to do whatever you can to tell stories and share your voice with the world. And at that point, it's just a decision. Will I do this regardless of the outcome of my success because it brings me joy? Or am I doing it specifically for a result? And if it's the first, then I think those are the people who succeed, because the result doesn't come right away, and it doesn't come to a lot of people quickly. You have to, like in my case, you have to go through almost 1,500 auditions before hitting one that people resonate with. So if you can look at your spirit and tell it, teach it, foster an environment of never giving up, then whether it's voice acting or something else, you will absolutely succeed. Maybe not immediately, but the only way you can guarantee your failure is if you quit.
Those are really wise words to live by. And by God, that hit.
It almost got me in tears, honestly. I think that we should thank Sayu, honestly, for this.
Yeah, go right ahead.
I mean, honestly, the fact that we got you here is a life-changing experience for you to be acting in Broadway. I also heard of the play, I think, the one from Orange County.
Oh yeah, I mean, we never performed it. We rehearsed for 3 days, so if you heard about it, I'd be surprised. But
I don't know. I heard some slogan about it. I figured it was a play, but yeah, you from acting to be a trainer and seeing Sayu as a coincidence. Honestly, I don't even know. How did you feel when you saw him at first? Did you know him of his work?
no, I had no idea who he was. He was just a guy who
Oh.
wanted to improve his fitness, and I was like, that's awesome. I love that. I can help you do that. Let's teach you how to take care of yourself. And then as we got to know each other week by week, working out and whatnot, I learned what he did and some of the characters he voiced. And because I'm such a nerd and so goofy, I would always use their characters to motivate them, and it didn't motivate them. Like, for example, Damon, I would always be like, if he was, came in a little burned out or was struggling on a workout, I'd be like, Frieza, if you give up now, the Saiyans will win. He'd be like, God damn it, bro, shut up. But it was so fun. I've done that to all of them. The last time I was training KG, I was like, it's your fault. You have to do more squats. Get out of the box, KG. Get out of the box. So, it's fun for me, at least. I don't know. Maybe they just cringe and they're like, why am I hanging out with this weeb? But I think deep down they like it.
There's a charm.
That's a good cringe, though. It's good cringe.
Yeah, exactly. Good cringe. That's sort of my whole energy, I think. Good cringe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you went through a lot based on what you told us. Honestly, I'm happy for where you are right now, and also for someone who has, I'd say, recently started talking with VAs. Of course, from my experience with Katiana, I heard about her experience as well in her personal life, and of course with Blythe, I think, and then you. Honestly, you guys went through a lot, and I know it's not ideal and there are a lot of obstacles to overcome as well. You did do the best you could, and of course with the pandemic, I agree that it was a lot as well because
Oh yeah, it was a challenge for
most of
everybody.
the most of the stuff that you do in person would be remote, and that situation happened to me while I was in high school before I graduated. It was a couple months, and yeah, I would finish my high school in remote. We could have had a celebration with the graduation ceremony and all that stuff that I really was dreaming about. It
Mm,
wasn't possible, so instead we did a drive through the campus with our car.
mm.
Um, it's fine. As long as I graduated, I was fine with it. So yeah, we did go through a lot, including you guys the chat as well.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, sometimes things don't go our way, so we need to keep pushing. We need to keep our chin up and all that stuff. And Nick,
Yeah, I think.
honestly, yeah, thank you for what you do, man.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. And I think that's maybe something that we lose sight of, especially with how easy it is to access social media.
Mm-hmm.
I,
True.
no judgment. I personally don't have the willpower to not get sucked into comparison. I find that if I'm on social media, I'm just comparing, and comparison is the thief of joy. I want to be a cheerleader for people in life. I want to celebrate them, and when I'm scrolling, it's hard not to be like, well, where do I fall in this? So I choose to not have social media on my phone. I still use it on my PC, but because I don't have it at my fingertips, it affords me the ability to put space and thought within my day. And I think because there is so much access for us to be distracted 24/7, it gives us the opportunity to never deal with rejection. And it's important to deal with it. It's important to sit and feel whatever you're experiencing. If it's anger, if it's sadness, if it's joy. When we resist that feeling, that's when it becomes a problem. If I'm feeling sad and I say I shouldn't be sad, I don't want to be sad, then I'm having an internal war. But if I just allow myself to be sad, I grow, I learn, I improve, my spirit shines brighter the next day, and it allows you to be more empathetic, and it gives you the ability to connect with people. When you deny yourself your own feelings, you make it impossible to feel with others. And I think as people, as a world, the best thing we could do is share some unity, share some empathy, share some love with one another. So I think even though it's scary and a lot of things in life cause us anxiety, I think it's better to just sit and feel those intense things than run from them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
I think I
I
saw somebody
agree.
in chat earlier say like rejection is lame or boo rejection or whatever, but no, embrace it. It's great. It only makes you stronger. It's good. Good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with this. We've been through a lot, and most of you did too. And it teaches you to become to be better actually. That makes
Yeah.
sense. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Causes
If I
you to
may
be
just say,
brave too. Yeah. It's good to be brave.
Mm-hmm.
if I
Go
may
ahead,
just
Eddie.
say, one day when I get into the professional space, because I've stoned my resolve, steeled my resolve. That's the better term for it. I will get into that professional space one day, and if you're still doing it by then, I'm going to ask for your assistance in being was a fitness coach. Just
Oh yeah,
generally,
yeah. You
because
want
I've
to
been a
be a
calisthenics
fitness
guy.
coach?
Or no, just like I want to go to you for learning
Oh,
all that stuff because
yeah, dude. I got you, bro. I got
I've been
you.
a calisthenics nerd like all my life and more recently especially. But it's like there's a limit to what you can do with your own equipment back home. So
Well, the last time I was training KG, actually, he was like, you should find a way to just like offer personal training on Twitch and like set up like a small like Venmo link or something. And instead of charging your private rate, just let people drop in. And I have to figure out like how, because I would need to be able to see their movement pattern so I could coach it. Otherwise, it's basically just like me exercising and trusting that you're following along. But yeah, I got you, bro. I got you.
Hell yeah. Nah, I got some issues with my anatomy, so been trying to fix that all my life. Hopefully I could do better later.
NGU.
All right. I think this Ash, you asked the last question, right? We spent a while on that one, so I can't remember.
Yep, it was me.
All right, so Tom, this is you, my friend.
Yes. Do you have any quote unquote niche series or film that you like that you wish more people to talk about?
I'm a big fan of the First Law series, which is a book series. I'm surprised it doesn't have a TV show or a movie series. I'm not sure if maybe the author didn't want to make it, or if there's been production limitations, or maybe it's just not that big of a series. But it's dark. It's gritty. It has great POV, great characters. If you're looking for a low fantasy book to read, I really recommend The First Law. Written by
The First Law in a book series, right? Yeah.
Yeah, written by Jordan Abercrombie. That's not his name. Paris, let me. Joe Abercrombie. That's not bad. That was a decent memory.
I like the last name.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Alu, do you want to go to the next slide?
Yes, I can. And this one is actually some art. So we got some art from the cafe to you.
I love it. They did such a good
actually got
job.
two
Great
art
work,
pieces.
Sakura-chan.
Yep, we got this other one that I'm going to.
I'll have to tell her. She'll be super excited.
Yeah, hold up. Let me just open media link, copy. I don't think it's going to instantly stream because it doesn't stream the tab itself. It's just streaming. Let's do this. Can you
Oh,
see
that one's cute. I like that one. Happy Spirit.
It's very adorable. But yeah, I think.
Has the game
mine.
told us what that is yet? Like specifically, does anybody know what that is when
No,
it
but
like
I love
appears on his shoulder?
No clue.
Yeah, I don't know if I know what it is either.
It's
Like-
just a fun little creature. That's all we know
Yeah.
right
Love him though.
now. But yeah, with that in mind, I think we have actually closed out all of the questions for this interview.
All right.
Yeah? Do we have any closing remarks that we can say before just ending it off? Or any last minute questions? That's another thing I should ask.
I don't have any questions personally, but as someone who admires the work of VAs, I'd like to thank you, Nick, and others for your hard work you put. Especially if I remember, there was a period with the strike. It was very hard. I appreciate what you could do, honestly, all of you for fighting and everything. I'd like to say that I have a friend who I knew from college. We are staying in touch, and she is someone who really wants to go into voice acting. And I will be sure to be sending this VOD to her,
I
and
love
I
that.
hope that she's getting all the advice that she needs, and especially from someone who went through a lot, also switching in between jobs. So thank you for what you do. Thank you also for tolerating, especially my favorite meme, the 6-7. But also thank you for what you do with you and Alejandro Sab as well. I don't really watch your stream at all because of the time zone, but I do watch your clips. It's so
Okay.
fun.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed. Thank you for the support.
Man, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Of course, my pleasure.
All right, and Ash, do you have any closing remarks before I close this all off?
No, just a big thank you from the cafe for coming to do the interview with us.
Yeah, thanks for working with my tech limitations, gang. And sorry again for being late.
It's okay. It
No,
took
no,
me like
He's
you're
all
good.
good.
it took like
Stop
3 days for us to
apologizing.
figure
It
out how to
was
use Stream
fair.
together.
Well, you did great.
Oh, don't worry.
Nice
Don't worry.
job.
There was plenty of calls figuring that out.
Yeah,
But
I saw Nick in my chat. I was like, oh wait, he was streaming. I did not know. I checked. It was yeah.
Yeah, I was
It
trying to
fun. It was
communicate with
funny,
you
though.
guys. I guess that little pop-up was keeping me from being able to turn the mic on.
Damn
check the
Chrome.
writing on the wall to hear each other in there.
Yeah.
But yeah. Speaking just personally before I close us all off, thank you both as just a voice actor, any form of artist. I just feel a great respect for all the things you've gone through, what you do, and how you just go about life. You have a very, not necessarily philosophical view in it, but you have a view that isn't pessimistic, that isn't like overly like cold. You are recipient to your own feelings and others' feelings, and you make really good do with that. And
Well, you
I
guys are
appreciate you
very,
heavily for
very
that.
sweet. You guys are just flooding me with compliments, and I appreciate it. That means a lot. I think, I kind of believe that our one responsibility as humans on this planet is to stay inspired. Because if we're not inspired, then we're not really being our best self. So keep whatever you need close to you that, lights the fire in you. And if that's, childish joy and things that move you as an adult, then it's worth keeping because it allows you to be good to the people around you. So yeah, I appreciate you saying that. And I understand the pessimist viewpoint. The world is tough. It can be really, really hard. But if we have the opportunity to shine a light, we should.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you have the chance to reach out a hand to help
Yeah.
someone, that's my motto. Just take that chance. Take that little leap
Yeah.
of faith. But from one storyteller to another, thank you for your time. Thank you for answering all these questions. And
Of course, yeah.
despite any issues we may have had, just thank you for being you.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. Great to meet you all.
Great to meet you
Likewise,
all. And
it was
before
fun.
we close it off, Ames, our event organizer and the person who was sending you all those emails, said there are plenty of thank yous with plenty of capital letters.
Well, I'm glad we made it work. Go team.
That's
Hell yeah.
that's awesome. Before we close it off, I actually wanted to forward this message from Rosie Bina in the chat, and they said, "Tom, can you ask his take on Genshin OCs?"
My take on Genshin original characters. That's OC, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I have a take. It sounds fun. Enjoy yourself. Create your characters. Go crazy. Live your life. Be happy.
Express. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
All right, but yeah, if that was our last thing, thank you once again, everyone, for coming. Thank you, Tom, for being one of our hosts. Thank you, Tom, for helping all the technical issues later on. Thank you, Ash, for being a wonderful
Pleasure.
owner and a wonderful organizer for all of this, and just working on a tight schedule. Thank you, Ames, for doing all the communication and helping us organize this entire thing and just talking to people, right? That's
Yeah. Thank you
hard to do,
guys.
but
And
done.
chat, if you're looking for a place to kick it, check out the pin here, their Discord for the Hoyo Cafe. It seems like a space where a lot of you would be able to share your joy and your passion with others. And if you're looking for some fun content, check out the YouTube's pinned.
This is me and
yeah.
Alu.
And most of all, thank you again, Nick, for attending. Even if we had issues, those issues are not of import, okay? Just need to
All
focus
right.
that, okay?
All right.
But yeah.
Well,
that
you guys
in
have a
mind,
great weekend.
Goodbye, everyone. Yep, you too, man.
I hope you have a good
Bye.
one, man. Thank you so much, Nick. Appreciate it.
Yeah, of
It was good
course.
to meet you.
Bye.
I'm gonna leave this
Bye.
call now. Boom.
Well, gang, we did it. Thanks for kicking it. Thanks for the impromptu hang. Keep being excellent. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll get back to some shenanigans again soon. Love ya. Peace.